I think it was Joseph Goebbels who coined this term that if you tell a lie often enough, people are going to accept it as truth. Yeah. And unfortunately, people accept the idea as truth that there's a land called Palestine, that there's a Palestinian language, that there's a Palestinian people. Now, granted, Bill, if you go back, let's say, to the late 1930s, early 1940s, you can actually find postage stamps that say the word Palestine on it. Prior to the Jerusalem Post being called the Jerusalem Post, yes, it was called the Palestine Post, but those terms actually applied to the Jewish people. You know, it's interesting, those who refer to themselves as Palestinians today say we're the true Palestinians, and yet the whole idea of Palestinian people was invented in 1967. Bill, people are believing the lie. They're not looking at Numbers chapter 34, which outlines the borders of Israel, and they're not at all taking credence in the fact that in 1977, a PLO Executive Committee member by the name of Zahir Hussein did an interview with the Dutch newspaper Trouw, where he specifically said, quote, "There is no such thing as a Palestinian people." This is a PLO exec saying this. "There's no such thing as a Palestinian people. We posit the existence of a Palestinian people simply because of our cause to defeat Israel." Period. The end.
Actually, if you go back to older maps, Palestine was simply another name for Israel. Mm-hmm. And what the Palestinian quote-unquote people come from is adherence to the goals of the Palestinian Liberation Army, which is just another way really of saying what you were saying, is that their goal is to liberate Palestine from the Jews and take it back over themselves. Mm-hmm. So they are not a Palestinian people as though Palestinian is a nationality or a people group. It's more a cultural ideal that they are trying to advance.
We've had Walid Shoabat on the show. He's a wonderful man. He's written several books, including God's War on Terror. And one of the things that he mentioned on the show is because, again, he used to be a Palestinian terrorist, and he said, I don't know what happened. He said, I was raised in Jordan. One day in 1967, I woke up, and I was told I wasn't Jordanian anymore. I was Palestinian. And instead of the Jordanian flag, they raised the Palestinian flag and had a Palestinian government. We've got to stop believing the lie. There's no such thing as a Palestinian people. So, Bill, thanks again for your question.